Alright guys, so just like I did last time after match day 4, we're going to look at the Champions League table, we're going to look at how it's looking, we're going to look at how the English sides are doing in particular and how they are looking as we have 3 matches remaining in the league phase of the competition. So let's go, and we'll start at the top of the tree where we have Arsenal, the only side left with a perfect record in the competition. 5 victories from 5, they dethroned Bayern Munich from the top with a 3-1 victory most recently at the Emirates. Now, Arsenal are going to be fine. They're flying in the Premier League. They're flying in the Champions League. I mean, they can take on anybody at this point and get a result. They do have a very difficult game coming up, of course, against Inter Milan. That is their toughest match remaining in the season, but that's not until the 20th of January. That's quite a ways away. Albeit, of course, Inter Milan, they did lose against Atletico Madrid last time out in the Champions League away from home. The first time they'd not pick up a win as well. So they've got every chance. They have every chance. I mean, Club Brugge away, they'll win that, no problem whatsoever. Inter away, they'll probably get at least a draw there. Then they've got Kairat Almaty at home to round out the group stages. Arsenal are the very heavy favourites to win the Champions League group phase at this point, get the best draw possible for them. And given how they're playing, they're one of the favourites of the competition as well. But you look at the teams behind them on 4 wins out of 5. You know, PSG, Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, and also Real Madrid as well. So they've got a lot of competition. It is, of course, the Champions League, but I don't see why Arsenal can't win the Champions League group phase and maybe even win the competition outright as well. But yeah, they are pretty much, I don't want to say they're a dead certain to get top 8, but if they don't get top 8, that'll be a massive shock. Chelsea, though, they've managed to get themselves into the top 8. Last time around, I was saying they were struggling. They'd struggled to make the top 8, you know, because they got some very difficult games coming up, and one of them was against Barcelona at home, and they beat them. They beat them pretty convincingly. Atalanta away next. That is a tricky game, of course, but you would back Chelsea to get a good result if they play like they have been doing, because they've gotten some good form now. They're up to 2nd in the Premier League. They're doing all right. They're doing all right now. The narrative and the script has very much changed just off the back of that. Then they've got Paphos at home. That's a dead cert home win for them. And then Napoli away. That can be awkward, of course, but Napoli haven't been doing too great in the Champions League this season so far. I mean, they're down in 20th. 2 wins out of 5 games. It's not a great look, to be honest. They might struggle to make the playoffs at that rate. So I think Chelsea, they'll probably be all right. They'll probably get top 8. Man City, I'm a little less certain about, just given how they performed against Leverkusen. They were really poor. 2-0 home loss in that one. They had a lot of chances, but just did not take them. Did not take them at all. Then, of course, they've got Real Madrid away next, which, wow, yeah, that's a tough one. They normally perform quite well against Real Madrid, but yeah, I'm not too convinced for that personally. So that could well be a loss quite easily. Bodo Glimt, they are very awkward to play against away from home, but I would back Man City to do just enough to get a win on that one. And then Galatasaray at home. Gala have been playing quite well in the Champions League on the whole. You know, 3 victories from 5 games. It's not bad going at all, but you know, I think they'll probably do it, especially being at home. I think they'll probably win that one. Newcastle, oh man, I was thinking they might do it as well. I mean, for them to get through as a seeded team in the playoffs, I think would be a really good result for them in the Champions League phase. I personally do think that. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, a man who always scored against Newcastle in the Premier League when he played for the likes of Arsenal, he managed to get a brace against them for Marseille, and that has put a lot of doubt over their remaining games. They've got Leverkusen next away. Leverkusen haven't been too great in the Champions League, but they've got some better form together now. Like I said, they just beat Man City, and they're doing all right in the Bundesliga. They're up in 3rd position in that competition, so that could be a tricky tie, especially away from home. A lot trickier, though, is PSG. PSG away from home. That is going to be really, really tough. That is a really difficult one. And PSV at home, I mean, we saw what PSV did to Liverpool the other day. I mean, Liverpool are pretty crap right now, let's be real here, but that is still a good result for them. So not a bad team, especially at home. So we'll see. We'll see. That could be quite tricky. I would think that Newcastle are probably going to get a playoff, though. And with the way Liverpool are playing right now, I think they might be able to get a playoff as well, but they are in such bad form. They've only had 2 losses in the Champions League out of 5 games. But in the Premier League, they are hemorrhaging points. They are losing every single weekend pretty much at this point. And who have they got? Who have they got in their remaining 3 games in the Champions League? Are they particularly tough? I mean, PSV at home, you would bet. That would be a dead cert for a win normally for Liverpool, but no, it was not that way in the end. And they got Inter Milan next, away. Inter Milan were perfect before Matchday 5, of course. They lost away to Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid are a good team, so that's not really a surprise, to be honest. And then you've got Marseille away. That's not easy. They just beat Newcastle. Newcastle, you know, they're a good team. And then they've got FC Karabag at home. I mean, Karabag, you know, I jest about them. They had 2 wins at the start of this competition. They haven't won since, but they've shown they can cause an upset. And if they get an early goal like they did against Athletic Club or something like that, Liverpool could be in trouble. The panic stations could start at that point. So we'll see. Probably good for a playoff. Same with Tottenham as well. Probably good for a playoff. They did lose for the first time in the Champions League away against PSG. PSG are pretty good. We know that. They're European champions. They've got Slavia Prague at home next. They should win that, no problem. Dortmund at home. That could be quite difficult. Man City beat them relatively comfortably, so I think they'll probably be all right, Spurs. They'll probably get a draw there at least. And they're away against Eintracht Frankfurt. And Frankfurt were a weird team in the Champions League this year. I mean, only won 1 game, involved in a lot of big goal scorelines. So I think they'll probably get something against Frankfurt, I would say, even away from home. So, in short, guys, I think that largely the teams will stay pretty much where they are in terms of the either not qualifying for the playoffs, or, you know, qualifying for the knockouts automatically. I think that Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City will probably get into the knockouts automatically with a top 8 berth. Newcastle, Liverpool and Spurs will probably go through to the playoffs as seeded teams. I think they'll probably get in the top 16, I would say, looking at things. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. I don't think anyone's looking really that worrying apart from Liverpool, given their form elsewhere. But it's only 1 loss in the Champions League they've had recently. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, like, check out and subscribe, guys. As always, if you want to see more of this, have a fantastic day wherever you are in the world today. And we'll see you very soon.